Chapter 22. Itsy Bitsy Spider. Vanetta couldn't stop practicing her poem. Well, it wasn't hers. She got it from a book of Negro poets at the center. If she couldn't sing her song, she would recite a poem all by herself. It wasn't enough for Vanetta to say her poem, which was actually Gwendolyn Brooks's poem, titled "We Real Cool." Vanetta tried to be her poem. Since there was no applause from Fern and me the first time around, she started up again, as zombie-like as she could, to imitate the toughs standing around the pool hall. If Big Ma heard Vanetta and saw her standing like a shiftless bum on the corner, we would be on the next plane back to New York City. Vanetta was into her groove and couldn't be stopped. She started up yet again, saying every line of "We Real Cool" as loud as she could, in case Cecile hadn't heard her. I would have done both Vanetta and Cecile a favor by giving her a swift kick, but I didn't care if Cecile yelled at her. I didn't care if Vanetta disturbed Cecile's peace of mind, so I let Vanetta recite "We Real Cool" on and on. Vanetta was a perfectionist, but only about certain things that would get her noticed or earn her applause. Big Ma said Vanetta wouldn't be such a show-off if Cecile had picked Vanetta up more when she was a baby hollering in her crib. I didn't need a flash of memory to recall Vanetta's crying. She cried loudly and a lot. Our door was open and Cecile was in the living room, lying on her beat-up sofa. Cecile could hear Vanetta perfectly well. Vanetta had said this poem 7 times so far. I was certain her aim was to say it 10 times each night, but Cecile didn't let her get that far. It took only 6 angry foot stomps for Cecile to make it back to our room. "Cut that crap out. That's not even a poem. I could have knocked that out in my sleep. You'd think Gwen Brooks was some sort of genius." Then she stomped away, this time into the kitchen. I heard her hand smack the swinging door hard. Back in the 4th grade, my teacher would have us lay our heads on our desk after we came in from recess. She would recite poetry to calm us down and get us ready to learn more science or history. Robert Frost, Emily Dickinson, County Cullen, and William Blake, all fine poets who we should know, she said. Well, I knew a real, live poet. I didn't know how fine Cecile's poetry was, but I had seen her writing poems in the kitchen and sometimes on the walls or on cereal boxes. Who else in my classroom could claim they knew a poet and that she was their mother? So on the afternoon that Robert Frost's horse had click-clopped through the snow, I raised my hand and told the class that my mother was a poet. Now, Delphine," Mrs. Peterson said. "Nice girls don't tell their classmates lies." She kept me after school and told me she knew the truth about how my mother had left home, and that wanting a mother was no excuse for dreaming one up. I couldn't leave the classroom until I'd written "I will not tell lies in class" 25 times on the blackboard. Then I'd had to erase the board clean. Vanetta sulked something pitiful when Cecile told her to cut it out. Vanetta only heard that her recitation stunk. She wasn't thinking about how Gwendolyn Brooks was a great Negro poet and that Cecile, also called Nzila, was printing her own poems in her kitchen. Last year, Vanetta practiced her curtsying more than she practiced her wings and time steps for the tip-top tap recital. She fell on her fanny in the middle of her solo and was miserable for days. Usually I'd pick up Vanetta's broken spirits until she was once again crowy and showy, but now I let her sulk after she received no praise from Cecile. Serves you right, I thought. Just to be evil, I rubbed it in with an insult. "I don't know why your lip is hanging," I said. "You're just like her." We both knew which her I meant. I said that to make her feel mad on top of being hurt. Just like I know how to lift my sisters up, I also know how to needle them just right. Am not. Are too. We did a few rounds of that, and then a final not and 2. "Okay, Vanetta, suppose you were going to be on TV." She perked up on that one. "Playing Tinkerbell on Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color." But it was PTA night, or school talent night, and your little girl, Ludy Bell, Fern added in. Ludy Bell, I picked up, glad to have Fern's support, had a part in the Itsy Bitsy Spider. In her Itsy Bitsy Spider costume, and she'd been practicing her Itsy Bitsy Spider song and dance for days. Weeks. A whole 2 months. The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. I knew I could count on Fern to climb high with her tiny, sweet voice. Vanetta sat there defiant, unmoved, proving my point. It was like looking dead at Cecile. A shiny white Cadillac comes to carry you off to be Tinkerbell on TV, but your precious little girl, Ludibelle is standing at the door in her costume, waiting for you to take her to school talent night. What would you do? That's easy, Vanetta said. I'd get in the shiny white Cadillac with my matching vanity bag and luggage. And what about your little girl in her costume? I asked. Yeah, what about Ludibelle in her costume, wanting to dance for her mama? Each and every one of us knew the feeling of having no mother clapping for us in the audience. Only Big Ma, and sometimes Papa when he came home from work in time. Crowy and showy, Vanetta said. First of all, I wouldn't dare name her anything as silly as Ludibelle, and my little girl would be happy I was a Disneyland movie star. She would tell her jealous friends at school, there goes my mother on TV. I bet your mother just fries pork chops and wrings wet clothes. My mother is on TV flying around in blue fairy dust, waving a magical wand in a cute, sparkly outfit. The magic of Disneyland had won Fern over to Vanetta's side. It was all that blue fairy dust and magical wand stuff. Fern's eyes twinkled as she imagined having a colored fairy mother. I was looking to get Vanetta's goat, but I only ended up losing Fern. And Vanetta was her old self. And that's why you're like Cecile. You want to be on fairy on TV more than you care about how your kids will feel and if they miss you. Do not, and do too, went on between us until Cecile stomped back to the room and said, cut that crap out. That ends us on page 145. Go ahead and answer your questions on Padlet. See you later.